Alright, good evening. Whoever's just popped in, say hi. So I know who's here. Well, everything appears to be working. What a hell of a job I've had setting everything up. It's been so long since I've had the observatory open, the scope's moved, that nothing but problems to get it all going. It all kicked off with the shutter not opening on the observatory. Then I had the remote desktop connection into the observatory, which we're now up and running on. See how long it lasts. It kept dropping out as soon as I tried to move a window on the remote desktop. Then what went wrong after that? Oh, what's my it says no data. Am I here? Why does it tell me the wrong resolution? Oh, I don't know this bloody system. I think it's working. Somebody give me a thumbs up if everything's working. I think it's working. I'll just ignore what YouTube Studio is telling me. Anyway, yeah, so with the shutter problem, then we had the remote desktop problem, then we had the mount. It just didn't know where it was pointing. It seems because it's been off for so long, I think it had lost its model alignment. So I had to manually create an alignment model by slewing around the mount and trying to find a known target and then setting that into the model in what do we call it? Celestron CPWI. So that's where these targets are, we can see here. So it seems to have managed to stop it from pointing at the floor in the observatory all the time. Hey Rudy, how are you? It's been a long time. It's been months of either rain, cloud, thunderstorms, now it's freezing cold, and well, not freezing cold by some places, but cold enough for here that I just did not want to venture out into the observatory to try and get everything working. And then when the nights have been clear, it didn't last very long before the clouds were rolling back in. Hey Pete, how's sunny Aberdeenshire? It feels like an eternity since I've been online. It's just been endless shit weather. So I just had an endless battle tonight with the equipment. It's been that long. As I was saying at the start, if you missed, the shutter won't open and it's still not opening properly, so I had to go and manually open it and then turn the power off to it. Then the remote desktop connection into the mini PC, it was just being a complete arsehole of a machine tonight. It kept dropping out as soon as I tried to move a window, so I had to try and update all the drivers in Windows, and then it ended up Windows wanted to do an update to 24H2, then I updated the graphics drivers, and since then it appears to be okay. I also updated the network drivers, I think, because it looked like it was dropping its network connection, but I'm not 100% convinced that was the issue. And once we got all that sorted, firing up all the Astro gear, the mount just didn't have a clue where it was pointing. So every time I slewed to a target, it would point at the floor for some bizarre reason. So I had to manually go and set an alignment model in CPWI, and that appears to have solved that problem. So I just did a quick scan slew to Andromeda, and it's doing a live stack through PixInsight tools in Nina, and it appears to be behaving itself. So I was just going to bounce around a couple of targets and see what we're doing. Hey Ian, how's Stonehaven? No, this isn't the this isn't the racing channel. I haven't been on that today actually. Been too busy doing other things. I fixed 2 mobile phones today. I had my Qatar phone, the glass was broken on the back of that, and I actually ordered the replacement glass about 3 years ago and never bothered to doing it. And then my UK and Cyprus phone, the battery had swollen up in it that much it was pushing the back off and starting to bend the phone. So I managed to order a battery. I think I got it in Slovakia or somewhere like that, and it arrived this morning. So I changed that out and got the other one fixed as well. So we've got 2 good phones again. So I'm happy with that. So apart from all that, life's pretty good. How's everybody else? How's Pete doing? Pete, you're not far from Ian. Ian's in Stonehaven. Alright, let's find another target. So what I've actually got is I've got the remote desktop connection in the observatory. Ian's got a brilliant YouTube channel as well. He does a lot of electronic repairs and tinkering. He's got an electronics workshop in Stonehaven there. And he's just a mind of useful information when it comes to all things electronics. So maybe you want to check out Ian's channel sometime. I used to work with Ian when I was back in the UK as well at Apache. Alright, where is Stellarium? So I've got remote server. Let me switch my views. I've changed all my equipment here, so I've got nothing set up properly. There we go. So I've got Stellarium set up in the office here, and I'm using the remote server from the observatory back up to Stellarium here in the office, so I can scout around quite happily without screwing up the connection. Now where are we? There's north, so what have we got to the east? I did see, I was going to pop around to Heart and Soul. There's Bodes, it's one of the targets I use for setting the manual alignment. I managed to find it. Pinwheel Galaxy. Let's stop this live stack. Turn off auto loop and PixInsight tools. Let's stop that live stack. We'll go to framing and get the coordinates for pinwheel from Stellarium. And we'll watch the telescope probably hit the floater. Let me see, I've got my Home Assistant open as well so I can see what's going on in the observatory. When it wants to work. There we go. Oh, I've got all the IR cameras on. I still need to turn them off, but it's not really a problem for just fanning about, as we say. Right, let's slew and enter and see where this thing goes. We're moving. It looks like the mini PC had lost the setup of the telescope as well, so I don't know if I've got the right dimensions chucked in. I didn't have a note of them anywhere, so I pulled some random numbers and it appears to be not too far off, so I can always manually tweak the dome if required. Yeah, how's it looking? There we go, there's the end of the RASA cam, so it seems to be fairly well aligned. Plate solving is 1400 pixels out. I don't know why YouTube Studio is telling me the video resolution is wrong and it's expecting something different. So I don't know if it's just the streaming settings or what, but I can't be arsed trying to fix it. Right, have we got I can't even remember what we said. Pinwheel. The pinwheel should be that in the middle there. So we'll close this. We'll go to imaging. And let me go back to the desktop. Well, it looks like a pinwheel galaxy. Let's put a 30 seconds in just to see what the first one looks like. Turn off the loop. Turn off save. Oh, it looks like it's still framing. Is it still framing? No, it's still finding it. No, I was waiting for PhD. Once I finished. Yeah, your channel's doing well, Ian. You've got what? How many tens of thousands of subscribers have you got now? Can't remember what it was the last time I checked. There we go, there's a pinwheel. Let's set it on a live stack and see what we get. Let's close that live stack. I haven't taken any calibration frames. This is just raw as a dog. 20K, excellent. Come on, PixInsight, do your thing. Turn on ABE. I'll get rid of the green. So I take it, Pete, have you done any Astro lately? You've been doing some amazing processing on Chuck's Discord. I've seen your pictures and that. He bought plenty of gear but no imaging, so see Jason from Easy Forerunner, he's bought himself a sim rig cockpit as well, so he's currently setting that up. Hey Stan, yep, it's been a long time. Too long. I don't know how long it's been, it must be months. I haven't even done any daytime when the sun has had that brief appearance. At least it's given me an excuse to go and play in the other toys. I think Chuck's been slacking as well with the bad weather, is he? Yeah, all the planets are out at the moment, aren't they? That looks a hell of a grainy. I've still got this stupid ring. I need to get calibration flats. I don't even know if that's in focus, is it? should be. You're going to get Pete to go check him. It's a long way. He'd have to come to Cyprus to check on me. Although Nadia and the youngest one, well, they went over to the UK and met up with the oldest one, and they were up in Aberdeen for a few days. They were doing a whistle-stop tour of the UK at Christmas. So we're down in London, up down Aberdeen, went down to Brecon to my parents, then went down to her parents in Gloucestershire. And back to London and back to Cyprus again while I was in Qatar over Christmas and New Year. But all the Astro channels have seemed to have been pretty quiet lately. I don't know whether everybody's just sick fed up with the weather, or other things, life's taken over, or just losing interest, or what it is. Target. Where are we? Wheel. Northeast. Sunflowers up. Haven't been there for a long time. Yeah, it's not easy. I can't even remember if I have got RASA set up. Is that the right camera? It is. At least Delirium remembered everything. Should have taken calibration frames, but I was so annoyed with everything not working, I just didn't bother. Well, we were meant to have a massive thunderstorm on Sunday night, yesterday. Nothing happened, absolutely nothing. And in fact, the sky actually cleared, and I was in two minds whether to open up everything yesterday. But with the recent bad weather, I thought, no. The forecast says thunderstorms. I'm not doing it. Oh, that'd be good, Pete. Have you got another channel for that, or are you going to do it under the same channel? Let's stop this live stack. Turn that off. You'll be making a new channel. Alright, you'll have to ping us the details once it's up and running. I need to get back into programming stuff as well. There's just not enough hours in the day. Framing. Oh, coordinates, sunflower. I really need to focus on my sim race and get my times down and get consistent. Should have had a can of juice. I must have laid it down somewhere in the house. Don't know where I put it. No idea. Oh, don't tell me that's cloud. Don't tell me that's cloud. What's Windy saying? What's Wendy saying? Clouds. Yeah, it could be clouds. Satellite. Play. Yeah, looks like we've got a band of cloud moving in. I better remember I have to manually close the observatory tonight. I don't think we're expecting any rain, so. Well, maybe later during the night into tomorrow morning. Oh dear. Right, is that Slough Centre? Yes, it has. Imaging. On. Save. Sunflower. Stop that live stack. Start a new stack. I really need to sort out that damn controller on the shutter. It just would not stay connected. That's where all the problems stem to. It's been like that since day one. Come on, live stack. You can do it. DB, why doesn't it remember that setting? Well, it's nice to see the sensor on the camera actually got down to a number below -5. Winter must definitely be here. I wonder if I'm picking up some light from somewhere. Where am I pointing? It could be the edge of the observatory. Might need to do some tweaking on the adjustments. I'm going to go the wrong way or the right way. Right, that's it moved 5 degrees. Let's see if that makes a difference. Maybe not. Maybe quite low. Where's the altitude? We are 20 degrees. Yeah, we're quite low. Must be picking up something down below. Northeast, yeah, that'll be pointing, there'll be something up in the hills. Where is the heart and soul? Over here. Let's go here. I've never heard it called a baby nebula. Oh yes, I have. Sorry, I'm thinking of something else. That should fill the frame. Going just a little bit too low here. Stop that. Camera rotation is going to be wrong. Yeah. I'll pop and see how it comes out. I think I've only got the UV IR filter in here at the moment. I better turn on dome tracking, see how far off we are. Oh no, we're alright. Looks fine. Well, I'm just glad the remote desktop hasn't crapped itself after like 2 minutes. What are we? 19.99 mag. So we're probably about 0.2 off what my normal max darkness gets. Can't see anything there. Let's bump this up to 60 seconds and just see. See. Yeah, there's been so many people complaining about how Next Dome hasn't been as plug and play as they expected it to. And I think they keep changing the design as well, which just infuriates people more and more. Obviously they're trying to improve it, but the endless issues with the new shutter system, they've changed it obviously for rails, then there's been a couple of variants of that done, and they also changed the rotation system where it's got some sort of slip ring now. Then obviously all the other problems, the standard problems of things not lining up and you name it. So I think they're getting their support bombarded. And there was somebody made a comment in one of the forums the other day basically saying they've sent next to them emails, they've reached them out on Facebook, they've contacted them directly, and they're just getting no response from them, and they were beginning to think that they're going belly up. But they're still selling, so you know, I can understand with the, you know, some of the alignment issues with the holes and that, when, you know, 2 or 3 millimeters out isn't a big deal, but some of these bigger issues, you think they've been able to nail them by now rather than just keep changing the design dramatically. But that's what you pay for, a low budget observatory. I don't know how some of the other ones are. I've forgotten the names of them. Is it Polaris or Polar or something like that? They're one of the UK ones. And Scope, is it Scope Dome or Dome Scope or something like that? And then of course that Italian mob, they're starting to sell domes as well now, aren't they? No, it's still not exactly cheap, no. And I couldn't believe when I bought mine, it was cheaper to buy it direct from Canada, ship it to Cyprus, pay the import duties, than it was to buy it from the European dealer in Germany. Skypod, that's the ones I was thinking of. Well, I dare say if I'd left this with a bit of calibration frames, it might start to come out okay. Yeah, you often wonder, Stan, if that's the correct way to go. It's maybe a bit more work up front, but at least you know exactly what you're getting and how it's going to turn out. I still want to put some sort of rolling roof over my 2 external scopes that sit next to the observatory. I thought of I was wanting to add some additional solar panels as well into the power system to the observatory for the summer, for the air conditioning, and also to accelerate the top up of the batteries during the day. Because in the winter months, unless you're getting direct sunshine constantly, certainly the life of the battery does deplete. It doesn't get fully charged properly. It's only for a month or so, if that. Like, I don't know how long the battery will last tonight, because it didn't get a full charge today. So here's the Obbo power system. We're already down to 22.84 volts, and the system will shut down at 22.5, I think, because it isn't fully charged and it hasn't synchronized, even though the battery says it's 95% charged. So I don't think we'll get long out of it. So I better remember before the power cuts out to go and shut the shutter, otherwise it will be getting stuck open. Yeah, everybody needs a good project, Pete. There's no doubt about it. Something to get your teeth into. Okay, let's pop down onto the heart. Oh, where's the live stack? EB. Let's turn that on and see what comes through. what's that, 6 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images there stacked, no calibration. I should have gone on Discord with a live chat as well, seen as we're all in there. Maybe the next time. I think the dome, obviously, depending on which way you're shooting, will probably give you slightly better weather protection from wind than a rolling roof, depending on how high you make the walls, obviously. And if you look at the likes of the dome, where I've got my PCs in there, which is ideal for sitting in the summer, you know, at least you're not exposed to the elements where you have to build a warm room and a rolling roof. Right, what was I going to do? I was going to slew to our nebula. Stop that. Framing. Right, let's get the core slew in center. I think my guiding is needing tweaked as well. It's not the best. 1.14. Right, imaging. So, the first frame coming. Right, there's the first one in. Live stacking. What's it doing? Sampling. Waiting for next frame. Turn on ABE. The shutter is a XP connection. So it's two Arduino boards. The next dome, original one, is two Arduino boards with XP comms modules on them. But it just keeps dropping out. And I did see a post, well, very soon after I bought mine about the issue, and they replaced the modules, the comms modules for the Zigbee Pro modules, and that fixed their problem. But everything is pretty much out of stock or obsolete now, so I was going to look at putting an external antenna onto it to see if that solved the problem. And then I was also going to look at, is there a power issue that's maybe glitching the processor, it's causing it to lock up. And then the other thing I was going to do was see if I could remove the Zigbee modules and put ESP32 modules in and get them to just pass the serial data across. And if that doesn't work, then the other option is you can upgrade to the Beaver modules from Nextdome. I think it's about $600, $650 or something to do that. Failing that, there must be other products in the market that you can use, or just write my own or make my own. At the end of the day, it's just a couple of relays controlling the steppers and a little bit of logic. You know, I don't need the positional information anywhere. I just need it's open or it's closed. At the end of the day, the rotator still works fine. It's just the shutter. Right, is that the second frame processed? Yeah, there we go. So it's 3 frames. Yeah, we can always get Ian to do the electronics. He can design the PCBs and manufacture them. Yeah, it should be fairly easy as well to write the ASCOM drivers. You know, all the Nextdome firmware software is open, so you can easily chunk some of the code out of that to build out your own if you don't want to go from scratch. Right, is there anything else nearby the Heart Nebula we can? That seems to be coming through okay. Everything seems to be working. Nothing's died so far. Fossil Footprint Nebula. I've never heard of that one. It's like got another name. Let's go and have a look at that. So what we've got there in the heart, the heart nebula, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images in that stack. So 6 minutes. Hello everyone that's just joined in. Don't be for shy. Say hello in the chat to everyone. Hey, we're just having a testing the gear. It's been that long. Right, let's head off to this fossil footprint. Quite small in the Hey Marco, how are you in cloudy Slovakia? Or Slovenia, sorry. That's what happens when you read too quickly. Yeah, Marco, so it's just been so long since we've had any of the equipment out. I thought I would take the opportunity of a quick clear skies just to see what was broken, what wasn't working, what wasn't connecting, you name it. So I'm just having a bounce around. Just make sure everything stays up and running. So maybe do another 10-15 minutes or so. Right, imaging. Fossil. You're installing a new mini PC on your rig. Wonderful. What did you go for? The Melee Quiet PC, or are you going for an Intel Nuke type thing, or what option did you go for? The 3 mini PCs I've got in the observatory, they're all Minis Forum UM690s, I think they are. Oh, that is a small, faint nebula. Of course, Pleiades is up. We can pop to Pleiades, that'll be nice and bright. Let's get a few frames on this in just to see how it looks. I'm sure that setting used to normally stay when you started a new stack. Right, that's what the fossil looks like. Yeah, it's remembering all the things like the, you know, not just all your ASCOM stuff, but if you're running other software on your mini PCs, your plate solving and all that, it's all the catalogs and all the various settings for all the focal lengths and you name it. Right, let's framing. Let's get this rotations wrong for this target. Just fit in. I have to knock the brightness down, sorry, the exposure down. Come on, guider, get going. Yeah, it's a shame the weather was so intermittent, otherwise I could have had the Edge 11 up and running and put on it the big focal length for the planetary. Are you just using Nina on it, Marco? Or which software are you using for your Astro stuff? There we go, our 7 sisters. I'll leave this to run for a few frames. I'll be back in a minute. I just need to nip downstairs and get a quick drink. Yeah, he goes downstairs to get a can of juice, and the wife's left the outside lights on. That's what was probably contributing to some of the noise. She'd love us to switch them on for the dogs to go out. Dogs came back in and lights left on. Shark Cat and Nina yet, the two typical go-tos. Dirty splodge there. Yeah, well, it's meant to be at the centre of midnight. Yeah, it's meant to be quite cloudy. It ain't. Wednesday night could be a good one. Friday night. That's pretty much the lot this week. So if it's all green, it's probably going to piss for rain. We're meant to be 34% total cloud cover. Oh, I tell you what I haven't looked at is the all sky. 26, that was last night. Nice and clear last night. I think I need to do some tweaking with the settings and put some more dew heater in that all sky. A lot of moisture in there. Oh, Pleiades isn't looking too bad. I'm in a Bortle 4 approaching 5, probably low 5s. If we look at the all sky camera, which is here, we're currently magnitude 20.02, and the maximum I ever see it, or the darkness I ever see it, is probably around about 20.2. Yeah, well, what's that? That's 8 minutes, 60-second exposures. No calibration. Yeah, it's come out not bad. And I think it's, as I say, I think it's only the UV-IR filter that's in it. If there's a filter at all, I can't remember the last time I changed the filter or put a filter in or did what to. I've got no idea. Right, is there any other bright targets similar? We could go to trusty Orion and see how she's looking tonight. Okay, let's stop this. Oh, you can offload your live stack. Sorry, you can do your snapshot images and offload them, and you can do live stacking through SharpCap on another PC and just set up a network share to point to the image folder where you're capturing your images. So you don't have to live stack on the same PC. What was I doing? Right, framing. Let's grab coordinates for the Orion. Right, let's go round about there. Fluid center. Let's do it. should have gone up a bit and got the running man a bit more in. I'll do. And the other thing that screwed up tonight was Nina lost all my profiles. So I don't know if when I've changed it to 33.1 HF2 that it's changed the format or something, but it wouldn't find them. So everything was needing set up again from scratch. Right, let's start off this imaging, 60 seconds, so we'll blow out the core, but we won't worry about that. So that's a 10-second exposure. In fact, we'll drop it down to 30 because Orion's so bright. We'll take it from there. And fix the site livestock. Stop this one. Start the livestock. Yeah, Pix and Sight's installed on the mini PC. But you could always set up Nina and Pix and Sight on another computer and then set up a network share to copy the images over automatically, or I think you could pick them up off the what do you call it, mini PC. Good old satellites going through Orion. Turn on AB. Yeah, guiding's terrible. 1.38 total. Mark error. Mark seconds. could try the horse head and flame as well. That's just around the corner. So what we got there, eight exposures, so 4 minutes. No, I never changed the name of that. Yeah, it's doing not bad, all things considered, Pete. Certainly see the formations in the cloud. I dare say if we did a multi-exposure composite, it would come out alright. And screw it right down so we don't blow out the core. Right, we'll try the Running Man, the Horsehead and Flame Nebula next. It's just round the corner. So we want to come up here. I'll get both of these in here. Stop this, stop that, and framing, pull from planetarium. Get the right rotation. Stick it around about there. Horsehead flame. Split the center. In fact, let's cancel that and move it. Get that big bright star out the top. We'll get more of the tail. I'm just going to go up a bit, get more of the top. Around about there, I think. Imaging 60 seconds, I think, for this one. 15 seconds to go. It's upside down. Horse head and flame. That's 2 minutes. Wonderful. So no other news, gossip, anybody? All quiet. Longing for summer. Yeah, I go way back to work next week. Back to the sandpit for another 4 weeks. This was the last time I captured the horse head and flame. So that was a way back. Well, when was that? January 2023. So I actually printed this one out on metal. It came out really well. No, I haven't seen that yet, Pete. I need to have a pop. I've barely been on the Astro stuff lately. try and catch Chuck when I get up in the morning, but I've been having a lie in, so usually missed him. Right, we'll do one more. I will try the Rosette Nebula next. So what have we got here? That's six images. So 6 minutes of the horsehead in flame, that is. So we'll try the Rosette next. Why is it not saying starting guiding? Guiding is running, isn't it? Imaging. Right. Let's close that stack. We'll go for 60 seconds on Z. Did I spell that wrong? No. None that matters. There's not a lot of detail and not a lot of short exposure there. Yeah, you must live on about 2 hours sleep, Pete. Yeah, I think we do. That's not guiding. Guiding must be stopped. It stopped for some reason and didn't restart. So that's a duff frame. I don't think I managed to get that in the... No, I didn't. I missed that one in live stack. This first one might be a bit sketchy as well. I don't know how long into it. No, it's a little bit of elliptical in that. Now, when I come back from work, I usually live on just a few hours a night, and then now we're in winter. The thought of getting out of the bed in the morning just doesn't appeal. The dog's growling at me to let her out. And this was the last, or one of the variants of the rosette I did the last time. When was that? That was also January 2023. Yeah, I think that was was that not like 3 or 4 nights of data in that one, Pete? So what's this? This is 3 minutes so far. That's not guiding properly. 1.52, that's terrible. Yeah, it's not guiding. Stop guiding again. What else have we got nearby that we can go and have a butcher's at? Watch my battery voltage. 22.4. Right, we'll let another frame come in, and then I think that'll do us. I think that'll do it. Past 11 here, auto power system. It's dropping off, 22.5 volts. And I want it to shut down before I shut the shutter. $8 hours 50. Hey Pablo, nice to hear from you. Hey Jason, Simrig extraordinaire. Yeah, you just remember, Pablo, with the next dome, you've got a lot of tweaking to do, and it'll be a bit frustrating maybe at the beginning. But it'll keep you occupied, certainly setting it all up. I don't think you'll have the same issues with the electronics as I do, because it'll be the new Beaver configuration for the electronics. So that'll save you a bit of headache. Downloading ACC as we speak. Way to go, Jason. We'll be on track. When setting up your dome, just think about your orientation. So the way I set mine up was I made sure that the shutter pack position was pointing towards, what do you call it, Polaris, so that when I'm setting up I don't have to worry about rotating the dome or anything. I just can open the shutter and I'm basically pointing it straight there at the home position. So I can do all my initial focusing and alignment, things like that, without having to worry about where the dome's actually rotated. And then think about, I don't know if you're going for the optional bays and things like that, so you can put a PC in there. So you know, if you have a look at my videos, you can see how I put the solar power system in, and I've got all the power management in one area. So think about how that sits relative to your telescope. You know, if you're putting a tripod in there, or you're putting it on a pier and things like that, you know, how you're going to get all your cables around the various routes. And you know, if you're putting a chair in there as well, you know, where does that sit relative to how your dome will sit in the home position? Your telescope will sit in the home position and things like that, just to make your life a little bit easier when you're in there. So I can effectively come into the dome. My chair's on my left, power system's in front of me, and the telescope's off to the right. Effectively, so I don't have to worry about, you know, having to go around the telescope to get access to the PC and the power and things like that. And then I just store all the equipment on shelves at the opposite side, where I'm not having to go in about it all the time. The other thing I did that made a big difference was I taped up, just with duct tape, all the joints after you know, I'd built it all. I did it quite late actually, and put the flooring down in there, cut it around the pier. And that helped keep a lot of the dust out. And the next thing I'm going to do to it is I've got some brushes. It's the long 100mm brushes off of a CNC machine. It goes round the cutter. So I bought 7 or 8 meters long of that I'm planning on putting it into the dome rotation to try and seal off the elements blowing the damp and the dust up through the dome rotation opening. So is that your rig all up and running, Jason? Everything all mounted, wheel, pedals all working, rock solid. The Spaghetti Nebula, that's one that I keep meaning to go and do. Oh, excellent. 32-inch triples. I still don't know if I've got space here for triples. I'd have to seriously have another reorganization of everything in the office. Well, if you want to do everything remotely as well, Pablo, take a look at the likes of the Home Assistant and the Sonoff relays, so you can control all your power systems. The other thing that I found invaluable was I put on the Pegasus Astro USB controller, and that allows you to actually turn off USB devices. That physically break the connection, so it's not drawing power off your PC hub, your PC as well, or your hub. So if you need to reset a device, you can do it properly. You kill the power to the camera, for example, and you can also then disconnect the USB remotely and start it up again. I've had that for one of the ASI cameras I've got. It loses its temperature sensor, and previously when I just disconnected the power remotely, it was still drawing enough power through the USB that it didn't reset the camera. So putting in the Pegasus Astro Power USB hub, that allowed me to then disconnect the USB remotely and reset the camera properly. I keep meaning to get another one of them for the exterior rigs. I'm sure you'll make it work, Jason. I think we're meant to be getting an AC Evo update this week as well. I tried their beta, the 0.1.4. That was a lot more stable than the previous one. Oh, the rosette's not looking bad. What's that, 15-minute exposures? Yeah, so here's the Pegasus Astro USB controller. You can see, so I've got all the devices on the on the observatory rig, the mount itself, the camera, the SQM multimeter, next dome, the focus camera, the guiding camera, and then a spare port. Right, so there we have it, 17 minutes on the Rosette Nebula. And I think I'm going to call it a day there. Unless there's anything else Emily wants to have a quick eyeball at, or any other gossip, chat, natter, questions. Yep, it was great catching up with everybody again, Pete. Thank you very much, all of you. We'll maybe get more next time I'm home. I'll see if I can squeeze in a solar one before I go, depending on what the weather's doing. I don't know how much activity is on the sun at the moment. Let's have a quick eyeball. Looks like the sun's quite quiet at the moment. Oh, there's bloody privacy and cookies and shit. Yeah, not a lot happening on the sun at the moment. Not a lot at all. I'll keep an eye on it. If it does burst into life or shows signs of anything, then we'll maybe have another think. But in the meantime, it looks pretty quiet. Maybe have to wait for these regions round the corner to come into view. Seems to be both sides. Can't remember which way around it rotates, but we'll maybe get something in a day or two. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. It's been a pleasure as usual. I just wish it had been more frequent. But hopefully as we head towards summer again, we'll get some better weather. And then I'll just be into battling the humidity at nights and blowing out skies. But we'll worry about that another day. So in the meantime, I'll call it quits there. Thank you very much for joining. And take care of yourselves. I hope the weather improves. We'll maybe see you on some of the other streams or in the Discord somewhere. And Jason will be on the sim rig at some point. I shall see you on track. Can't wait. And if anybody is interested, there is my other channel, if I can find it.
Hi there, everyone.
Yep, that's it there. I shall pop this in here. And that's where all the sim rig is. Alright, cheers everyone. Thanks for everything. Have a good night. And we will call it quits. And we'll see you later. Take care everyone and clear skies.